Hi, Zepa here. Today we have some new information about the prayers that are coming to the old school RuneScape with the release of Desert Treasure 2, the Fallen Empire quest. I'm going to go through these prayers and give out my honest opinion if they fit in the game. Without further ado, let's get into action. So we have the blog post here. It says Old School RuneScape's most epic Grandmaster quest to date, Desert Treasure 2 is on the horizon, exciting rewards, etc. Then we have some information about the lore. If you're interested, take a read. It's in the RuneScape's own website, OSRS.game. Moving on to the first section, we have community suggestions summary, and here we can find the different aspects that the old school RuneScape team has taken from the community, because Reddit has been filled with a lot of good ideas, a lot of outside of the box thinking, taking on very different approach than the regular prayers are, which is very nice. I'm just gonna go quickly through this. So there was talk about protection prayers having 80 to 90% damage reduction when using this prayer. So it's pretty similar to how Corrupted Gauntlet's Hanlef work, when even though you're praying correctly, you get some damage through, or how the regular Nightmare works, or Phantom Maspa hits you through prayer, this kind of protection prayer. And there was also talk about hybrid protection, aka mage and range pray in the same prayer, but with a higher cost. Then there's recoil effects. A ring of recoil is a ring that recoils some damage back to the damage dealer. So let's say a monster hits you 10, you do 1 damage back to the monster. That sort of an effect is being pulled in a way of prayer, which is very nice. So damage prayers, here we have some powerful offensive prayers offering, for example, range strength or magic damage bonus, which is nice because currently Augury doesn't give any magic damage bonus. Hybrid prayers that are weaker than their specific style counterparts, but you can use any style, so you can just keep one pray on. This is very nice if someone's learning PVM and wants to just use one prayer to fit them all. Low life, high risk versus high reward options. Yeah, this is super nice stuff. I'm very into that. Run energy prayers. I'm not that into it. I have the Ring of Endurance, we have the stamina potions, we have the graceful set. Even though the graceful set is the most important skilling set at the moment. And maybe having a run energy prayer that would help out early Ironman who can just get prayer potions. That would also make other skilling outfits more viable, as you don't have to necessarily use graceful everywhere. It has some uses, but if it's locked behind Desert Treasure 2, it's not like an early game thingy. And if it's not an early game thing, you most likely have unlimited supply of stamps. You have all the stuff run energy wise that you need, but not the worst idea. But I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, skilling prayers. This is a nice one because skilling has taken a lot of downfall lately. Even like the best skilling methods are dropping off really bad. Doing like blood runes, for example, the blood rune price is so low that you barely get their high alch price, so the most profit you get is by selling those items to the store, which is ridiculous. I think skilling should be buffed, so when you have a huge account with Grandmaster quests done, Desert Treasure 2 done, all the highest stuff achieved, you should be more efficient in skilling. If you can kill Zuck, I'm sure you can kill a fucking maple tree real quick. Okay, yeah. So now on to the best part, going through the proposed prayers. So each of these prayers, I'm gonna show you down here, we have a poll in game for each of the prayers. So once you've watched this video, you can log in and vote what you think about the prayers. Should this be added? Should this be added? But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go through each of these now. So starting with the first one, overprotection. It's an utility prayer, and you protect 2 items on death rather than 1, which is the current protect item prayer. But This one trains prayer by 25% of the damage taken while active. This is very nice, but it's like a reverse smite. So if you get hit with this prayer on, you're gonna get smited super quick. So if you're running low on restores, using this prayer is very scary. High risk, high reward. You can have 2 +1 items. Sure, it's nice, but if someone's smiting you, you have this prayer on, and you're trying to survive. Yeah, this is a very niche prayer, and it has a lot of good and a lot of bad, but I think this kind of high risk, high reward makes prayers fun. This is a fun prayer. I think this is a good one. Okay, next one. Rejuvenation. Utility/combat. While active, regenerate 1 HP every 20 seconds. So it's like a rapid heal on steroids. Okay, sure. I have no problem with this. It's a bit boring, but with HP regeneration items, like you have this, you have the hit points cape, and you have the regen bracelet, you're just healing tons. Boring, but very good. Dampen. Melee, magic, ranged. Overhead protection. Reduces damage from the appropriate style by 90%. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what we talked about in the start. So once you get hit, rather than taking a 30, you take a 3 when this prayer is on. That's fine. It would be dumb to have the normal spellbook completely useless. So there has to be some downsides using the secondary prayer book. And this is something that's very manageable. Like, this is a good tuned down version of the protection prayers. I'm all about this. Let's see the next one. Absorb. Overhead protection. Reduces damage from the appropriate style by 100%, but drains prayer points by 10% of the mitigated damage on top of typical prayer drain. Okay, so this is again 100% reduction like the normal prayers, but you have the reversed smite effect. So when you get hit, you drain prayer, like NPC attacking you would have a smite on. That's how I imagine it. Not too bad, not too bad. I know in TOA there's the invocation which drains prayer by damage taken, and that's very manageable. I think this is a nice one. No problem with it. By the way, guys, if these pass, prayer potions will be rocketing sky high. So if you love flipping in old school RuneScape, go buy some prayer potions. Just spend all your extra cash and just gather some prayer potions, super restores. They will be going up in price a lot. Okay. Ancient precision, 20% attack. Ancient strength, 20% strength. Ancient sight, 20% range attack and strength. Ancient will is 20% magic attack. Okay. Yeah, this is very close to what we have now. Apparently there's a heftier prayer point drain as well. Okay, yeah, this is nice. I feel like you have to have offensive prayers to compensate so someone would use this prayer book. So this is fine in my opinion. The 20% magic attack is nice because it's not 20% magic damage, which would be just bonkers. But yeah, let's go on to the next one. Trinitas, 15% magic attack, 15% range attack and strength, 15% melee attack and strength. So this is very close to ultimate strength, incredible reflexes, eagle eye and mystic might in the same prayer, which is very nice. Pop this on. I'm thinking about, like, let's say Baba Room in TOA, the puzzle one, where you have to just constantly switch up attack styles, and you can just have this one prayer on, and you can just keep attacking everything with different weapons. Or, for example, TOB in the Nilacus room, where you have to, when the Nilacus boss spawns, and he changes between like mage, range or melee form, so you have to hit him with the corresponding attack style. You can just switch gear, attack, no need to worry about the offensive prayer. If you're learning PVM and you wanna be effective in PVM situations, but you don't have the capacity of switching offensive prayers because you're focusing on movement and not standing in the wrong place and praying correctly, this is a great starter. It's not the best in slot, but it's good enough so people would use it. Moving on, Ruinous Smite. Reduces your opponent's and your own prayer points by 33% of damage dealt. So it's like a smite both ways. After this spellbook comes out, I promise Wilderness will be popping off. Like, people will be using this kind of prayer, chugging restores, going Void Waker, smiting each other, getting so much GP from +1s. I like this one. I have no problem with this. This would be good for Muspa. You can just like use your Bofa or T-bow or whatever and just get rid of the prayer shield, no problem. This one is good. Next one, Gambit. Overhead Offensive. Increases your accuracy with all combat styles by 1% per 3% missing HP. So if you are very low, you have like an insane accuracy. So like a Darok set works for damage, but this would be for accuracy. So if you know you're not gonna take any damage, you could just locate or orb yourself to 1 HP and have like 30% accuracy. Oh my god, this is nice. I have huge hopes for this kind of prayers. This would be so good on so many occasions, but the fact that this spellbook doesn't have a proper overhead, like the overheads are 90%, so you have to be really careful with it. But this one is fun, man. I like this one. Next one, Rebuke. Overhead Offensive. Reflects 15% of damage taken, but increases damage taken by 25%. So like a recoil ring on steroids, but you take higher damage. So yeah, here is, if a boss hits you 60, instead it will deal 75 damage and you reflect 11 damage back to the boss. This combined with Vengeance would be great for speedrunning. Decimate. 20% attack, 30% strength. Wow, okay, so these are very crazy. So currently Piety is 23% strength and 20% attack. So this would be a 7% strength increase. That's pretty crazy. And Annihilate, 20% range attack and 30% range strength, compared to Rigor, which is 20% attack and yeah, this is 7% more as well. And Vaporize would be magic attack 25%, so the same as Augury, but 4% damage increase. These are very strong prayers, and having like this high risk, high reward offensive spellbook will make the game so much more fun. I'm gonna give a green light to this. I love these ones. Maybe even a higher magic damage bonus. I wouldn't have a problem with it, but regardless, these are super nice. Moving on. Vindication. Utility combat. When reduced below 10% of your maximum HP without taking lethal damage, Vindication will heal you for 15% of your prayer level, draining 100% of remaining prayer points. Upon activation, grant 10% bonus damage on your next attack. So it's like a redemption, but it's more damage on the next attack. So if you're super low, you just want to finish someone, and yeah, it's like a redemption. Sure, it's similar enough, but it doesn't heal quite as much, and it also makes you deal more damage. Usually when people are using redemption, for example, I'm thinking of Corrupted Gauntlet, or just overall when you're super low HP and you just need to get the final hit. This is a good prayer. I like this one. And it even says call an ambulance, but not for me. Vindication, thumbs up. This is a good one. Next prayer, Metabolize. Utility/combat. Eating delay is reduced by 0.6 seconds while active. If you need to eat super fast, you can put this on. If you're doing pure PKing and you need to just spam your health high when someone's coming up with Vaporize and trying to wreck you or whatever. This is a weird one. I have mixed feelings. I feel like no one needs to eat that fast, but with the increased damage taken from the recoil prayer and such, maybe you could just spam yourself full HP. For example, when killing Zulrah, you get hit a 60 with the increased damage taken, 45 or whatever increased. So you get a huge vengeance, then Zulrah goes down and you can just spam eat yourself full HP and do it again. Maybe. I don't see why this would be bad, so I have no problem with it. But this one is a weird one, if you ask me. Okay, moving on. Wrath. A combat prayer. While active, Deal 25% damage equal to 25% of your prayer level in a 5x5 radius around you on death. So this is like a retribution, but bigger. Sure. Let the wrath rain on your enemies when you die. Kinda weird, but yeah. More, better, crazier. All about that, Jagex. Good job. No problem with this one. Retribution is kinda shit. With this one, you could have insane retribution bomb style of account that was introduced to OSRS. I can't remember who did it, but there was like 10 accounts with retribution on, just getting themselves low HP and someone barrages them and it just bombards everything. This could be that on steroids, especially on the multi-boss rooms in the new wilderness boss caves. This would be so nice. Yeah, wrath on, brother. Let's take this into the game. I'm gonna vote yes on this one. You can vote whatever you want. These are just my opinions. A disclaimer here. But yeah. Moving on. Ruinous Grace. Utility. While active, drain prayer points instead of run energy. This drain rate is modified by prayer bonus and does not take into account effects like stamina. It says, have you gotten halfway through the underground pass before realizing that you forgot your stamina potion? Us neither, but it happened to a friend of ours. Yeah, right. Yeah, this has happened to me for sure, but if you have to have Desert Treasure 2 in order to have this prayer book, why would there ever be a need for you to go into the underground pass without the stamina potion after you've done all these Grandmaster quests? This is just like if this spellbook is available for everyone right from the beginning, like at the start of your character level 3 in Lumbridge, sure, this is a great one. But for a late game account, I don't see that much use. Okay, moving on to the next one. Conservation. Conservation. I have no idea how to say this. Skilling. While active, you have a chance to prevent a resource from depleting when harvested. So yeah, like a Runite rock here. So just have this prayer on, mine it, mine it, mine it. You get the rock, it doesn't deplete. Feels a bit like leagues from the Trailblazer leagues or whatever. Yeah, I like this one. Skilling stuff should be added to the game, and I feel like, especially for a late game prayer book that's behind a Grandmaster quest, sure, just go skill on steroids if you have. It's not like a bot account at level 3 would have this unlocked, so it's nice. Prayer costs a lot to level up, so not a lot of botters would level up prayer regardless, I feel like. High level accounts should have high level benefits from skilling. I like this one. Ancient Abundance. While active, increases the success chance while gathering. This one offers a buff to activities like hunter, woodcutting, fishing and mining, similar to the invisible boost you might find in some skill guilds. Yeah, this one is a good one. Moving on. So the last one. Ancient Offering. It's a skilling prayer. While active, you have a 75% chance to destroy a resource when obtaining it, but drains one additional prayer point whenever a resource is destroyed. If you're looking for a little more AFK time at resources that don't deplete, fishing spots for example, and don't mind drinking a couple of prayer potions, this should be perfect for you. This would be great for barbarian fishing, for example, or like iron ore power mining or granite or something, and you can just have this on. It drains your prayer, but you don't have to be constantly dropping stuff. A bit weird, but I don't mind it. Unless you accidentally put this on when you're mining the Runite rock and you just want to quit your life after it. Yeah. This one is a bit weird. I think this is not the greatest one, but I hate dropping stuff when doing barbarian fishing or something. I would enjoy this, but I don't know if it fits the game that well. Okay. Now there's just the poll of each of these prayers. Should this be included? Yes, no, etc. So yeah, good stuff. Go vote. If you don't vote, that's fine. I'm going to vote. I'm gonna vote too many yeses because I love new stuff. Thanks a lot for watching or listening. This was day 3 of my 31 days video challenge. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like the video. I appreciate it so much. I'm trying to do YouTube full time. Have a good day. Peace.